I know that part.
One of my favorite players ever is Carmelo Anthony, and like, yeah, I see it now. I get it.
I'll bust it up.
You beat Melo?
I will. I ain't up there.
Damn.
I'm not losing a one-on-one game, bro. I'm not.
Stamp that shit.
I've never lost a one-on-one game.
What's going on YouTube? Witty P dropping in one time, and I had to give my reaction to Carmelo Anthony. Ain't that usually how they say it in the garden? Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo. See out here ducking smoke? Michael Beasley. He didn't call him out, but he was mentioned, and Beasley said, "Oh, I bust his ass." Yes, Michael Beasley just played Lance Stephenson one-on-one about a week ago. They got, I think, a one-on-one tournament going on. And I like it. I like it. You get to see guys in a bag, you know. And Melo, we know he got the bag, you know, triple threat. Melo get you in that triple threat. Put that ball behind his head. You know, I got to show him some love. Q's on deck. Yes, Melo get you in that triple threat. Hit you with a few jabs. Melo, one of the best one-on-one players we've ever seen touch a basketball. Yes, but he got, you know, some shots not thrown his way, but Beasley, you know, he said, "Hey, I'll bust your ass." And Carmelo Anthony, oh, he spoke on it. He spoke on it because this made waves. This made waves in the, you know, basketball community, the, you know, hip hop community, urban community, all that, you know, that side. It made waves, you know. And Carmelo, he's a smart man. I'm gonna tell you why he's a smart man, because he's letting his legacy and basically all the equity he's built in his career and shit like that speak for itself. So, and that's what the fans are gonna do, because he's letting everything he's done speak for itself. And I'm gonna cut away to what Melo said. We're gonna hear what Beasley said as well, but Melo's smart. He's a smart man because he has nothing to gain in this. Nothing to gain, because most people would actually think he would come out on top. You know, if he was to play Beasley one-on-one, he would more than likely come out on top. Most people think, you know, a lot of people might give Beasley a small chance because he's a great one-on-one player. He has a history of being a great one-on-one player. But Melo, just his career and how he's packaged, pause, you know, people would take Carmelo Anthony, you know. But he wouldn't gain anything from this. Carmelo wouldn't gain anything from beating Michael Beasley. Only Michael Beasley would gain something from this, you know, from beating Carmelo. But let's hear what Beasley had to say and how it set Melo off. So hear what Beasley had to say when he was on Aiden Ross stream. They was on stream, and you know, he brought up Melo, and this is what Michael Beasley said. We're gonna cut away.
I know that part.
One of my favorite players ever is Carmelo Anthony, and like, yeah, I see it now. I get it.
I'll bust it up.
You beat Melo?
I will. I ain't up there.
I'll bust his ass. See how smooth and calm he said it?
You and KD.
What about you? We've been playing since we was young.
Really?
Like KD might be like my first time.
We watched it a few times.
You and Melo on the one-on-one.
I know that part.
One of my favorite players ever is Carmelo Anthony, and like, yeah, I see it now. I get it.
I'll bust it up.
You beat Melo?
Then we're gonna play what Carmelo said. His reply.
You and KD.
What about you? We've been playing since we was young.
Really?
Like KD might be like my first time.
KD.
And this was Carmelo
You and
reply
Melo
to it. This
one-on-one.
Carmelo
I know that.
7
One of
p.m.
my
in
favorite
Brooklyn
players
replied
ever.
to it on his podcast.
There we go. Say what you gotta say.
I'm not losing a one-on-one game, bro. I'm not.
Stamp that shit.
I've never lost a one-on-one game. I'm not saying that I'm going out there playing. What I'm saying is, I done did this shit. I got ridiculed for doing this shit at the highest level. For being a one-on-one nigga. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going out there and playing no one-on-one. I want to sit there and support a nigga like Bees for the culture.
Of course.
And put my money on a nigga like Bees, because I know there's not too many niggas who can fuck with Bees on the
But I'm
one-on-one
just saying, at some point,
Ain't no
with this
some point.
league growing, somebody's gonna talk that shit.
They could.
And you're gonna wanna play.
Nah, I'm retired, man.
Yo, you did.
I don't want to play this shit, man.
I don't know who you fooling, dog.
Man, you bugging, Chad. You
You
really don't
bugging.
know what my mindset is right there. I'll stay Melo to the fullest, but I'm not getting out there lacing them shits up, Chad. You niggas is bugging. Let me clear this up.
Clear
There we go.
Say what you gotta say.
And I'm gonna be real. We know, I'm gonna be real, we know athletes, they are competitors. We know that they are competitors. You know, that's natural in their DNA. But Carmelo, he being smart because I don't necessarily, because one-on-one can be tricky. Real talk. Just because somebody's great one-on-one in the game don't mean it would necessarily translate in an actual one-on-one matchup, because this is why I feel that way. Because Carmelo Anthony would have to get a stop. You know, he would have to get a stop on Beasley. You know, he would, because I don't know if he could stop Beasley, because Beasley could go around him and shoot the little pull-ups, and Melo would more so do the pull-ups. Melo probably wouldn't be going to the hole like that. Beasley will sometimes be taking him off the dribble. I'm just being real. That's why I say it can be tricky. And Melo knows that. Melo knows that, especially if they go into like a short amount, like 11, you know, something like that. See, it's a lot of factors that you got to talk about when you talk about a one-on-one game and how it's going to be played, because it's different. It can be tricky. It can. Melo would have to get in shape for sure. And he said he work out every day, but Melo definitely was feeling some type of way, because Melo was in the comments. You know, Melo was in the comments, like he was going back at fans, so this definitely got to him. This definitely got to him for sure. It definitely might be a little doubt in Melo's mind, because if he didn't feel this type of way, he wouldn't have gave it this much energy. And I'm glad he did address. I'm glad he addressed it. But you can't say you never lose one-on-one, this and that, and then not gonna play. You can't talk that shit. You gotta say, "Oh man, Bees, you got it, bro." You gotta play that type of game. You gotta be like, "All right, Bees, you got it, bro. I hear you. You know, I hear you. I rock with what you doing. I hear you." And just leave it at that. But you can't pop your shit and then say, "Hey, I ain't playing." You know. But you can at the same time, because Melo, like I say, he built up so much equity in his career that the fans will let him off the hook and say, "Yeah, like he ain't got to play." You know, he got enough, you know, stock built up with his name and his career and everything, to where he could talk that shit and then be like, "Man, I ain't gotta," you know, he could do that pump fake. Remember when he acted like he was about to shoot? You know, when Melo was out the league for about a year, he acted like he was about to shoot. But yeah, he could pump fake like that. You know, he can, because like I said, he built up so much equity in his career and shit like that. And he a Hall of Famer. At the end of the day, he a Hall of Famer. I think he just got in, didn't he? Like, yeah, Melo a Hall of Famer at the end of the day. So it's like, all that shit, he could talk his shit and just sit back. He ain't gotta actually put in the work. I mean, he ain't gotta actually physically do the shit that he said, because he's already done it, you know, to a lot of people's eyes, you know. But like I say, this one-on-one shit tricky. I wouldn't just put my money on Melo just because of the name, because Beasley, he crafty one-on-one player. He can go around you, he can pull up, you know, and Melo would definitely have to get some stops, and that's what I'd be worried about. That's what I would be worried about. But did Melo dodge the smoke in this one? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this one, though, because I definitely had to address this. Want to show Melo some love as well. Also, Lil Kai, he going to Syracuse as well, so show them both some love in this video. You know how I do. But comment, like, subscribe. That's where you help me share the video. Entertain, hit that cash. This is what I do. Keep it coming, keep it rolling. We are.